of the road right of way. Yun po yung matagal eh. Simultaneous to that, yung pong planning, no? Sa technical aspect po ng pag-construct po ng Pangasinan Link Expressway. Yan po una. Pangalawa po sa agrikultura, yung cooperative farming or yung corporate farming, no? Naging successful po ito. I think at least 1,000 and going to, I don't know the exact numbers, no, but it's in the thousands and achieving 2,000 hectares of consolidated parcels of farmlands to be part of the cooperative farming. Yung Pangasinan Salt Center in Barangay Zaragoza, Bolinao, yan ang spirit, yan ang pagkakakilanlan sa ating lalawigan, kaya nga pang-asinan eh. For so long, no, we have not taken over or managed this salt farm. So pag-upo po lang natin, ilang buwan, we were able to take over and take back this gem of ours in the province. It's the second largest salt farm in the country. So we're producing salt right now. Yung ating Pangasinan Polytechnic College, no, itinayo po natin itong school na to para sa libreng edukasyon ng ating mga college-bound students. This is free. Once we get the full accreditation, all the tuition will be reimbursed by CHED Unifast program. Kaya ipapatayo pa natin yung additional school buildings, classroom for us to accommodate more students who could avail of free tertiary education. Yung pong mga ospital, no? In my more than 2 years as a governor in my first term, we were able to hire more than 400 something employees, no, for our hospital. Mga doktor, nurses, medtech, pharmacists, at mga support admin staff. Nakabili po tayo ng mga equipment, diagnostic equipment. Isa pong MRI, 7 pong CT scan na nasa mga district hospitals po natin. 19 X-ray machines and 21 ultrasound machines. And sa Pangasinan Provincial Hospital sa Barangay Bulingit, San Carlos, tinatrabaho na po natin na maging tertiary training hospital. Ibig sabihin, pwede na po tayong, we will have a residency program for 2 specialties, OB/GYN and pediatrics. And hopefully, we can add more doctors and facilities para makapag-offer tayo ng internal medicine at ganun din ang surgery. So pag naging tertiary training hospital na po ito, ang Pangasinan Polytechnic College ay magtatayo rin simultaneous to, ginagawa na po natin ng School of Medicine and Health Sciences to offer Doctor of Medicine and other allied medical programs to help us beef the manpower requirements in the future of our healthcare system. We are also in the full implementation, about to be rolled out. Nito pong Nobyembre, ang PhilHealth e-Consulta. And parallel to that, the Sangguniang Panlalawigan approved Ordinance Number 71 Series of 2024, which is the Pangasinan Government Unified Incentives for Medical Consultation. Parallel po itong dalawang programang ito, national program ng PhilHealth e-Consulta, magpa-check up po sila, tapos meron po tayong local counterpart na assistance sa kanila. Kasi alam niyo po, ang daming mga kababayan natin takot magpa-ospital, takot po magpa-check up kasi ang primary reason, wala kaming pera. From the barrio, we go to the RSU or to the provincial hospital, the regional hospital. Wala kaming pamasahe. Pagdating namin doon, wala kaming pambili ng gamot. Pagdating doon, kung may sakit kami, wala kami talagang means, no, para magpagamot. Kaya we'd rather not go to the doctor, not go and see the doctor. Kung kaya pang matiis yung sakit, titiisin pa namin. So this program will help augment the needs of our kababayans. 2 million ang target po natin. Mula infant, newborn hanggang senior citizen, magpa-check up lang po sila, bibigyan po natin sila ng sapat na assistance para po mag-regular check-up lamang po sila. So those are the many programs that we have been mounting. And I'd like to finish the Capitol Complex development, no? To give credit to the past administration, the past, no? In-improve naman nila yung mga buildings. But I think the master planning was not well thought of. Hindi pinag-aralan. Kasi it's a government center, hindi naman po pwede magkaroon ng mga tupa at mga kambing doon. 'Di ba? It's a government center, you should have wide roads. It's a government center, there should be no flooding. Ang cause po ng flooding dyan, wala po kaming ginalaw, ay dahil tinabunan po nila ang mga natural catch basin na kung saan doon yung mga runoff water, pag umulan po ng malakas, doon dapat pumupunta and to be discharged sana sa mga canals, sa streams natin at sa major river system before it is discharged to the open water, open sea. So inaayos po natin. We got master planners. We got master planners to think over it and to plan for the master plan and development of the Capitol Complex. Master planners who've had records of success in Iloilo province, yung gumawa ng mga esplanade, kinonsulta po natin sila. Master planners who started ano ba yung bago T-Plex? SLEX, SCTEX. At yung gumawa po ng BGC, kung nag-umpisa po niyan, one of the officials of the BCDA who started the BGC, yung Bonifacio Global City at yung New Clark City. Lahat po, these were well thought of in consideration of the historical value of the Capitol Complex, in coordination with DNR. Ang pinagtatanim po kasi doon, karamihan are non-native species or what we call the invasive species. Mga mahogany, mga gemelina. Yung mga nyug po, galing po ng istansa yun. In-uproot, dinala po doon. So, we are just correcting. And we submit to the expertise and the wisdom of the master planners in order for us to develop itong Capitol Complex. Once it is done, you will have an 11-story Capitol Plaza to house all the provincial departments, including some of the national agencies. Parang one-stop na yun. And yung mga mababakanting building, we improve them because most of these are very historical buildings and very dear facilities to all of us Pangasinenses. We will repurpose into a museum, repurpose into a restaurant, no? Repurpose po natin yan. Of course, we submit all to the approval of the National Historical Commission, yung mga ahensya po na sumasakop po dito with regard to development, renovation, etc. So, marami po tayong gagawin, no? We'd like to have time to fix all of those because 3 years is not enough to finish all of the beautiful and developmental oriented programs that we have started. Alam nyo po, sa aking 2 taong na pamumuno, mahigit 2 taon sa aking unang termino, na-improve po natin ang ospital. Nagkaroon lang po ng surge ng dengue, kaya kinapo. So it's a procurement issue. But other than that, we try as best as we could to fill up our pharmacies para magkaroon po ng mga gamot doon, magkaroon ng sapat po na mga what you call this, mga doktor, no? And matutuwa po kayo on how effective the collection system of the provinces. Kaya may pondo po tayo eh. Quarry, for example, nagagalit sila sa akin na tumaas ang quarry. Well, nung time po nila, 12 million a year. Nakikita ko po sa collections, no? Sa target collections ng local income ng probinsya. To 250 million a year. Pumapasok lahat. May resibo po lahat yan. So just imagine, yung nawawalang pera. Inayos po natin yan. Alam ko may umaangal, contractor, yung nagko-quarry, nagsa-sand and gravel, pinatong po nila yung mga cost na dapat ito lang naman, and they made use of the opportunity to double, triple the cost. But all of these budgets that we collect, dinadaan po natin para ito yung at gawin yung mga napakagandang programa po na umpisan po natin.
Okay, so Gov, naniniwala po kayo na noong first term pa nung ama, yung nagkaroon po ng improvement ang probinsya?
Nagkaroon ng improvement po ang mga gusali.
Sa panahon
To
po
his
ng
credit,
ama.
di ba?
Okay.
Ganda naman talaga nung improvement eh. But that's it. No? Ito pong gagawin po natin na programa. Lahat po ng Pangasinense, unang-una sa edukasyon. Sabi ko sa mga empleyado, okay, meron tayong Pangasinan Polytechnic College. There should be a slot allocated for all our provincial employees. Para yung serbisyo, biro mo, nakakataba po ng puso, no? Yung ibang mga lowly employees po ng ating Kapitolyo. Nung recently, nagbigay po kami ng award, 41 years in service, 42 years in service yung pinakamatagal. They stuck to the province. Sabi ko, nakailang governor ka na. No? And they work for the province. Sabi ko, kahit papano, una-una, ang incentive mo, yung anak mo siguro, kung mapapaaral mo ng libre sa ating Pangasinan Polytechnic College, dapat you have the privilege. No? Bibili tayo ng ospital. I think we will have enough funds to buy a hospital, a private hospital at that, upang ang mga empleyado natin and yung mga kababayan natin could have a beautiful hospital. Pag nagkasakit sila, ay may mapupuntahan sila, yung dissenting hospital, no? So, yun po yung ating mga ginagawa. Kaya, alam nyo, sinasabi ko po, lahat ng batikos sa akin bilang isang kandidato, bilang isang governor, what they do not realize is that binabatikos nila ang buong mahigit na 6,000 empleyado ng Kapitolyo. Are we not doing our jobs? We always have our MANCOM meeting. We always communicate. We always have our chat groups so that kung minsan ang decision making hindi na through memoranda or EOs or AOs, andun na kaagad ang desisyon. So, if they highlight an isolated case and make a hasty generalization, fallacious statements, you are saying that Pangasinan is not safe. The police had done their job 26 hours. Solved na yung krimen. Do not, huwag nating i-generalize ang you are not helping Pangasinan because we are promoting the province to be developmental, investment friendly, and here comes an isolated case coming from one of the past high-ranking officials of the province to say that you are not helping Pangasinan. Kung may problema, ako yon siguro. Ako ang ituro nyo. Because the mere fact that you're saying that nagpapabaya buong kawani ng provincial capital, ganyan din ang LGU, masakit sa kanila. Sinasabi nyo na hindi natin ginagawa ang trabaho. You are not helping promote the province as investment friendly.
Naganap ang isang press conference kamakailan, Governor, doon sa Bugalyon at nilantad na nga ng inyong katunggali na si ex-Governor Pogi Espido.
Yes.
At binatingos din kayo tungkol po doon sa isang pagkamatay ng estudyante sa PSU na kung saan ay sinasabi nila na ang waywalk ngayon ay madumi, madilim. Anong reaksyon nyo dito?
Alam nyo po, kung ano po yung inabutan ko, yan na rin po yung Baywalk, yan na rin po ang Capitol Complex. Kaya nga bumili tayo ng bowling equipment para i-transplant natin yung mga native trees dyan kasi napakadilim po at sa dami po ng puno naging parang forestry, may maaring mangyaring krimen dyan, di ba? Dapat kasi open space, well planned master plan and development, yun po ang trust po natin. And there's already 700 million earmarked to develop the whole Capitol complex. From the Maramba Boulevard going to the Capitol Plaza, we preserve the Agbayani Park. Makikita nyo yung pagka-grandioso po ng napaka-historical na Capitol building ng Pangasinan. At magkakaroon ng mga 4-lane roads on both the west and the east side, no, of the whole Capitol complex, interconnected by smart traffic systems with CCTV cameras, with drainage systems, with PWD friendly sidewalks, at yung reflective pool, 2 plaza po yan magkabila, north and south end, where we can hold our events. And all of those development, kaya medyo natagalan because we sought the approval of the LGU. Okay, we respect the LGU, kaya humingi kami ng resolution approving us to do this and that. Humingi kami ng approval ng National Historical Commission kasi may marker dun eh. Sabi namin yung marker ng Lingayen Beach landing, no? Ililipat natin yung mas malapit sa beach, hindi mas malapit sa inland. Tapos yung mga war memorabilia, ipi-place natin ng maayos. Tapos magkakaroon pa rin ng Veterans Memorial Park kasi magkakaroon po tayo ng mga public art doon depicting yung paglanding po ni General Douglas MacArthur. So all of those are in the offing. May budget na po yun. Hindi lang kami nagfo-full blast kasi kailangan pabalik-balik eh. Ano bang dapat na design, anong network na alignment, no? Including for tourism, no? Nakalimutan ko sabihin. There's already a proposed internationally branded hotel to be set up doon po sa within the Capitol complex. Internationally branded because as a government center, we expect more meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. Yung tinatawag na MICE, industry ng turismo. And, Bolinao, yung private airport or private or government funded, either. Basta ang objective natin, kailangan makapagtayo ng airport dyan, no? So we are seeking the assistance of some investors, major players in the aviation industry. Tapos yung pong sa Manawag, yung bubuksan po nating link para sa mga bypass, bumili ang province ng property doon para hindi na po ganyan ka-traffic. Imagine 6 to 8 million tourists before pandemic, no? Yan ang kinikater ng mukha ng Pangasinan yan. Tapos traffic, that's why we work with the LGU to improve that. Magkaroon sana ng hotel dyan, ng kainan, maluwang na parking at pasyalan para sa atin pong mga kababayan sa Manawag, sa Pangasinan, at ganun din po ang maraming bisita po na nagsisimba po dyan.
Parang North Street ang labas niyan, BGC.
Yes. Ganun po ang trust natin, no?
So, if ever nandito yung Katunggali nyo na Governor, ano po yung napakagandang mensahe nyo sa magiging Katunggali?
Hindi ko pa alam eh. Binigla mo ako doon. Well,
kahit na anong...
alam mo, latag na lang po ng plano at accomplishment. I think I'm proud to say that with the team and cooperation of so many of our political leaders, our LGUs, our department heads, our national agencies, na ilatag po natin ang konkretong plano na sinusunod po natin para sa ating lalawigan ng Pangasinan. You compare what I am saying with what they are saying. I am laying down very concrete plans which have been started with. May ordinansa, may plano, may budget. Hindi po yung mga fallacious statements and hasty generalizations, empty promises. For example, alam po 6,000 mahigit ang empleyado dyan. Parang sinasabi kung siya gagawing 9,000. Naintindihan ba nila ang tinatawag na PS limit ng LGU? Di ba, Vice Gov? Personnel Services Limit. Meron pong limitasyon lang upang tayo ay magpa-sweldo ng ating mga empleyado. But yan din ang gusto natin dahil pinangako po natin yung trabaho. Anong ginawa natin? Kinuha natin yung salt farm. May 100 mga workers and seasonal workers ang nakadeploy doon. Dati wala yan. Meron tayong Pangasinan Polytechnic College. Wala yan dati. may additional siguro na mga 50 initially to 100 to 200 academicians na magtatrabaho dyan na hindi gagastos ang probinsya. Yung development natin sa Manawag, pag itinayo natin ang pinaplano pa po namin kung trade center, no? Magkakaroon ng lugar na kung saan may foot traffic, may visitor count, na ibenta ang mga produkto ng magsasaka natin, mangingisda natin, mga MSMEs natin. Doon nila dalahin dahil millions of tourists per year. Madaling makabenta po sila doon. Yung Maliko, hindi nila inasikaso yan ng napakatagal. Napakaliit po yan na barangay. I think it's more than 200 voting population. But we gave importance to that because we do not want to lose our territory. Inasikaso ko po yan. Personally, ako nagpupunta dyan. At soon enough, there will be a facility for the province of Pangasinan. Ang DRRM po natin, magtatayo doon para may pre-positioning area po tayo ng mga goods kung magkaroon po ng landslide at kalamidad. Meron po tayong sa ating mga medical team, no? I'm extending that even to the non-voters of Pangasinan. Humanitarian, andun na sila, magkakapit-bahay, but di ba, kung hindi sila constituent ng Pangasinan, humanitarian, tulungan natin. No, kung hindi magawa ng ibang probinsya, di tayo mag-alaga because we have enough. We have enough for us and we have enough to share, no, to our kapwa Pilipinos.
Gub, nabanggit po ninyo yung isa sa campaign promise po ninyo, yung mag-create ng more jobs,
Yeah,
na
yeah.
5,000. Kumusta na po ito?
Well, ako sa Binalonan, they're growing. Yung Sumitomo is expanding to their second plant, which is about 4,000 to 5,000 yon. We're supposed to have a major investor in the western part of our province, no? Supposedly, in the span of 10 years to create 100,000 jobs. But because of issues outside of our control, yung issue ng Pilipinas at China ngayon, na-delay po yung proyekto because of course, the capitalists or the investors come from China and I think they have a policy na stop muna kayo. So yun pong effect nung nangyayari po ngayon. So, beyond our control, punta naman tayo sa medical ngayon. Pagbutihin natin ang ating medical program kasi nga po bilang governor, no, alam mo, you have to be a servant leader. Hindi porket gobernador ka, ikaw ang siga, ikaw ang hindi po. I submit myself to the national agencies, nagpapakumbaba ko para makakuha po, no, ng maraming pondo, lalong-lalo na po yung MAIP funds, yung medical assistance for indigent patients. Kawawa po Alam niyo po, naramdaman ko yan. Ako po governor na, nung nagkasakit ako, doon po tumatak sa aking isipan, sa aking puso. Kung ako may kaya na ako, ano pa kaya yung walang kaya at naghihirap na mga kababayan natin? Ito po, naoperahan ako. Ito po. This is a wake-up call for me. Sometime February, magde-date sana kami ng aking asawa. Nasa ospital siya. Ilalabas ko siya February 14 or 15. Susunduin ko siya. Ako ang na-ospital ng 2 linggo. Naoperahan ako, nilabas lahat yung yung ayoko nang sabihin. Pero ganun po yung nangyari. Sobrang sakit. Meron po akong kababayan, matagal ko nang kasambahay. Namatay yung anak dahil sa sakit dito. Sabi niya, Sir, Bob, hindi na-diagnose yung anak ko. Wala kaming pera, wala kaming capability. Naawa po ako. Kaya itong pinanggagalingan ko, kung bakit po ako talagang nagfo-focus ngayon sa healthcare. Kasi yung PPC, yung Polytechnical, I put in competent people. Mga magagaling na tao sa ating mga hospital system, puro magagaling na ang pinaglalagay ko. I communicate with them. Yung sinasabi nilang maraming magbabaliktaran. It is beyond politics already. Lahat pinupolitika. Ang buhay ng tao, ang kalusugan, huwag nating politikahin. Sana, di ba? So I talk to most of the chief of hospital, mga doktor. Pinapasyalan ko, I go to each and every hospital of the province. 14, and hopefully we can expand. May binibili tayong malaking hospital ngayon. Di Sangguniang Palalawigan gave me the authority to negotiate. That's another 100 bed capacity. More than 900 lang po tayo.
Piniklaim sa kanilang kampo na patungkol yan sa hospital, Governor, na pag nakabalik sila sa pwesto, zero hospital bill sila.
No, 15 years silang nakaupo. Ang pagpapaganda sa ospital, nagtayo ng mga single-story building, band-aid solution, pintura, no? Kausap ko ang mga tao dyan. Mismo ako nagpupunta. Sabi nila, Gob, walang gamot nung araw. Ba't nung pag-upo nyo, may gamot? So yung paninira po sa akin na walang gamot, hindi po totoo yan. I know the medicine that's being purchased, that's being dispensed, tumaas ang census po ng ating mga ospital. Dati walang nagpapagamot dyan. Ibig sabihin, pag may sakit, hanggang mamatay na lang siguro sila, takot sila magpagamot. Pupunta sa politiko, bibigyan ng politiko, no? 1,000, 2,000, pero ang medical needs niya, 30,000. Paano makakatulong yun? So what we are laying down is a long-term solution to look after the healthcare of all Pangasinenses. At sa programa natin na i-konsulta, sabi ko sa PhilHealth, i-move natin yung ating conference ng September 30. Doon tayo magpirmahan, doon tayo mag-negotiate, because na-in place na po ang Special Health Fund. May board po yan. Ang pondo for the last 3 years ng collection natin sa PhilHealth, if a front load na sa Special Health Fund, may account na po yan. Board ang magde-decide. Kaya meron po tayong pambayad sa hospitalization, bukod sa mga MAIP funds na naibibigay sa atin ng mga national agencies at national leaders po natin. Kaya ang target, kung ma-hospital ka, unang-una, ang target, 2 milyon, magpa-check up kayo para makita natin yung actual state of health ng Pangasinan. Kung may sakit ka, kung wala kang sakit, documented yan, every 6 months, twice a year po tayong magpapa-check up. Tutulong po ang probinsya kung iniisip nyo ang pamasahe at pangkain nyo for 2 million initial target population of Pangasinan. Kung may makitang problema, sakit, no? Sakit o problema sa iyong katawan, okay, admit ka, gamutin ka namin, run all the tests from MRI, CT scan, X-ray, ultrasound, whatever, the full laboratory works. Confine ka, gamutin ka, bigyan ka gamot, okay, discharge ka na. Kung walang pera ulit, hindi mabayaran ng PhilHealth, third layer, may MAIP funds tayo na gagamitin. So, ang objective po natin to, the lowly income individuals of the province, kung magkasakit sila, merong ospital na sasalo sa kanila. At kung maaari, we prevent them from getting sick through our preventive healthcare program.
Gob, di rin ako papayag na si Atong na lang ang nagtatanong.
Oh, sige.
Ang tanong ko rin, anong take mo doon sa sinabi ni Matandang Espino na nung panahon niya, 14 yung dialysis machine sa San Carlos, pero ngayon 2 na lang.
Hindi po. Ongoing ang improvement ng mga dialysis centers po natin. Kasi po ang dialysis, no?
Hindi, sinabi ni Matandang.
Ang dami pong nagkakasakit. Pag nagdagdag ka ng isang seat, most likely, isang tao lang ang makikinabang niyan hanggang 2. Kasi slot na yun eh. Kahit sa mo'y tayo yan, nag-aagawan po. Imagine, no? In my more than 2 years, my first term, 50% na yung Umingan Community Hospital. Bumili tayo ng 4-hectare property. A government complex, may hospital na bago. New equipment. Bumili tayo ng 2-hectare property to augment as a satellite facility of the Eastern Pangasinan District Hospital. Okay? Bagong building din yun through kay Senator Cayetano. Naglagay siya ng initial, I think it's 60 or 70 million. Right? Binibili natin ng isa pang ospital ng Eastern Pangasinan. Ginagawa na po, ini-improve ang Bolinao, ang Dasol, ang mga Tarem, ang Lingayen District Hospital na groundbreaking po tayo para sa bagong gusali, no? So, sa 2 taon, ang dami po nating inuumpisang itayong ospital. Hindi po band-aid solution yan. Ibig sabihin, pang matagalang programa. Kaya, I appeal to my kababayans, let me win for my second term, and I will show you that on my second term, we will inaugurate all of these hospitals that we started and all of the programs and facilities that we have started in the province of
Your
Pangasinan.
parting message, Governor?
Pero Gob, isa pa po Gob, with this this scenario po ngayon po Gob, ang ating po sa atin po ba ay i-hinder po yung mga project na yan kasi nga politika na po ang nangyayari.
No, dapat hindi. That's why, pag ginagawa namin yung mga IRR, make sure na hindi po mapopoliticize kung ano mga programang ito. What I am establishing right now as governor, with the help of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, headed by Vice Governor Mark Lambino, are long-term programs. Beyond us na ito. Beyond us. Hindi po nakasentro sa amin. Nilalatag lahat namin ang mga fundamentals, ordinances, batas, regulasyon, IRRs po ng mga programa natin ng kalusugan, edukasyon, agrikultura, trabaho, salt farm, and infra development projects. Beyond us na po ito. Para kahit sinong umupong gobernador ay magtutuloy-tuloy po ito. At hopefully, the next generation and the next leaders eventually will improve on what we have started.
Gob, may hirapan, ano bang tawag dito?
Halika, Vice Gop.
Okay.
Halika. Ako nahirapan na ako dito.
Tatakbo daw si Mamaan sa ano?
No, it's all lies. No? Of course, number one, is my wife. I have to give my full support to my wife as she gave her full support to me when I was running for mayor, congressman, and as a governor. She sacrificed a lot. Oras namin sa pamilya. Kaya sabi ko, ito lang. Gawin lang natin yung dapat gawin dyan sa Premier City na dyan sa Eastern Pangasinan. At wag na rin because bata pa ang mga anak natin. After we've done that, we pass it on to the next possible and potential leader. Hindi po totoo kasi umiikot po kami ng San Jacinto. Umiikot po kami ng Bautista. Umiikot po kami sa Alcala. Sa Western Pangasinan, kung hindi po namin kaya nila Vice Gov, we let our wife, our better half, go to Infanta sa Barangay Pita in Babuyan para ipaabot po yung tulong ng probinsya. It's all team effort po dito because we cannot divide our time, our bodies, no? We cannot be in two places at a time. So team effort po ito. Kaya tahimik lang po ang pangampanya namin. Alam niyo po yung iba kasi nung umulan lang magpapapicture na ganon. Pinapakita yung flood. So ano nagawa natin? As local chief executives, as leaders, ito ang hinahanap sa atin at decision making. Swift and concrete decisions. At a time, kung kailangan mo ng decision kaagad, during calamity, during crisis, andun ka. Yun ang importante. And let your people whom you empowered do the work on ground. So ganun po ang prinsipyo namin. Hindi po pa-epal, hindi po puro PR at social media. No?
Isabi po nila yung mga ordinansa hindi daw napupo sa province of Pangasinan na Facebook.
Well, there are other means to promote because hindi alam mo social media kasi kung puro ordinansa sino magbabasa niyan? There are other means, there are publication. Oh. Naka-live. Oh. Naka-live po yun, manood po sila.
Parting message na siguro. Mahaba naman siya.
Ha?
May yung parting message mo, Governor, sa mga katunggali mo may 2022.
Mananalo po si Monmon Gico as governor, mananalo si Mark Lambino as vice governor at ang buong Team Aguila mananalo po kami dahil konkreto ang mga programa na inilalahad namin sa inyo at ginagawa na po namin ito. Magtiwala kayo mga kababayan namin sa Pangasinan. We will accomplish what we have started, no? Ang Pangasinan ang galing na ating motto, battle cry. Kaya it's a bar that we have set for personally and professionally and politically that as we model the value of excellence as leaders, and we hope that we cascade down that value, that principle down, no, to the grassroots, sa barangay level, down to the level of the family. Sa tingin ko, sa tingin namin, yan ang susi para umangat tayo mula po sa poverty.